Hello! What is going on, everybody? As some of you know, I filmed a Premier League prediction video about a month ago. I knew it was an early call, and now with this amazing transfer window we just had, I definitely got to redo my list. Last time I was joined with my friend Danny, who said that Arsenal would win the league. Definitely got to laugh at him now. Obviously, the Premier League is very hard to predict. It's even hard to predict a winner, as this league is just filled with some of the best players in the world. And now they've got one of the best players in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, to Manchester United. Whether you want to admit it or not, that definitely changes a lot and makes people scratch their head a bit if it's possible for United to win the entire thing. Before we get into my list though, guys, let's take a look at our sponsor, OneFootball. OneFootball is an amazing app which keeps you up to date with all of the latest football news. Instead of having to Google search everything over and over again, everything is right there on the app, easy to access and view. For nearly every league, you can check out the schedule, the current standings, the latest news, and you can even select your favorite team you wish to receive extra notifications for. You can even check out the stats of every player in each competition, which can help you make changes to your fantasy team and all that. Guys, I highly recommend you get this app. It's free, easy to use. You might as well go check it out now. I'll leave a link in the description below. Alright, now for the updated list. It's going to be in the same format as last time where I go from bottom to top. So at 20th, I'm going with Norwich. 19th, Burnley. 18th, Brentford. 17th, Watford. And 16th, Brighton. I had some belief in Norwich in my last video, and obviously the season only just started, but they haven't been very good. At least they've been better than Arsenal though. Regardless though, they could pull off some wins, but now, facing reality, I don't see Norwich making it out of the relegation zone. Maybe 20th is a bit harsh for them. And even though they got some nice signings such as Rashica, who I've been very excited to see in the Premier League, I'm starting to be doubtful for these guys. Burnley, it's a bit of a wild card. They've been in the Premier League for a bit now, but I feel like this is the year where things could go south for them. I said in my last video, I don't think I'd change this place. 19th. Sorry, Burnley fans. 18th, I put Brentford. Now, after Brentford's amazing performance against Arsenal on opening day, I'm starting to have a little bit more belief for them, but I still, for some reason, see them being relegated. I saw some comments saying I'm ridiculous for putting them in 20th. And yeah, I don't think they'll get 20th anymore, but I feel like they'll just get back in relegation. We'll see, though. And I'd love for them to prove me wrong. I always love the underdog stories, as you all know. Watford, I see them fighting out of that relegation zone. I definitely think one of the newly promoted teams will escape. I think it's definitely going to be between Brentford or Watford, but I'm going to give it to Watford for this video. And then 16th, Brighton. Decent amount of times they've been close to relegation, but they've just pulled through, and I think they'll do it again. Now from 11th to 15th, starting with 15th, I've gone for Newcastle. 14, Wolves. 13, Crystal Palace. 12, Southampton. And 11th, Leeds. I'm seeing some people are talking about that it could be Newcastle's time to get relegated, but I still think they have enough talent to produce some good results. I don't think they're going to have the best season ever, but I think they'll definitely have enough matches for them to cover out of that relegation zone, and I think 15th is a realistic place for them. Now, Wolves, I still see them staying in the Premier League, but I feel like things will be a bit hard for them this time. They've obviously lost their manager, and they still have some top players in there. Thankfully, Jimenez is back. Great to see him after his horrible injury, but they still lost some of their key players, and I definitely see them on the bottom half of the table this year. Crystal Palace also back and forth, but I think they still have enough firepower up top. Obviously, they still have Zaha, and now for Southampton, they already held a draw against Manchester United, which is very impressive. There are random moments where they do get humiliated, but I think they've got enough firepower to stay in the mid-table section. I have a feeling that Che Adams will get a lot more goals this season. And then 11th, Leeds, they've been a bit shaky so far, but I feel like they'll bounce back. Their manager is quite the genius. They've got one of the best performing players from the England Euro squad, Calvin Phillips. They also just signed Daniel James, who's a serious talent, and I'm sure he'll be motivated to do well, as his Manchester United exit was probably a good call. Now for 10th, I've gone for Arsenal. Okay, I'm just going to do it one by one now, sorry. Arsenal, yes, they're in 20th now. I think they'll bounce back though. Let's be fair to them, besides that Brentford match obviously, they've had a tough schedule, facing Chelsea and then Manchester City, who have been in unbelievable form and are top teams right now. It sucks for them, and I think they're going to have a very rocky season. Depending on if they sack Arteta or not, this could also influence their performance. My prediction is that he will get sacked at some point. So once the sacking happens, I think they'll find some momentum again and probably finish halfway through the table. Now for 9, I've gone for Aston Villa. Yes, they lost Grealish, but they still have a very good squad. They just signed Danny Ings as well, who has been terrific for Southampton, nearly being the top Premier League goal scorer. They still got a lot of solid players in this team. They've also got such an amazing keeper, Martinez. I think they'll do some bits this season and finish 9th. Now for 8th, I've gone for Everton. Obviously, Benitez just took charge, and it might be a bit of a downgrade from Ancelotti, but he still has a decent amount of Premier League experience, won the Champions League with Liverpool. They've got a lot of solid options still, such as Calvert-Lewin, who had a terrific start to the Premier League last season. And then for 7th, I've gone for Leicester. Now, Leicester have such an amazing squad, but I see them sitting out a top 6 this season. I just predict that they'll have some dip throughout the season where they lose some form, and then they'll come back strong and finish with somewhat of a bang. Not as well as they'd hope, but still, 7th is solid. For number 6, I have gone for West Ham. Now, yes, West Ham have lost Lingardinho, but they've replaced him with the best Russian league player for some time, Vlasic, the Croatian beast. Might be riding the hype train just a tiny bit, but still, West Ham have so much talent. Souček to fall. They also just signed Kral, that Czech guy that looks like David Luiz. Zuma as well, how could I forget him? David Moyes seems like he's doing a very good job now at West Ham. I feel like he's going to stay motivated. The Lingard loss is pretty massive, but they still got such a terrific squad. I see them being a huge underdog this season and getting top 6. Not to mention Antonio's also been terrific. There's just so many factors as why I think West Ham will do wonders. Now for number 5, I put Tottenham. In my last video, I put Tottenham a lot lower. But it looks like they're keeping Harry Kane, at least for the first half of the season. With or without him, Heung-min Son has been in terrific form as well. The Tottenham motivation is looking strong. Now, obviously, last season, they also had a very good start and then just completely fell through. It could easily happen again, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt now and say they get top 6 regardless. Now, for number 4, I've gone for Liverpool. Now, besides for Konate, they haven't really made any massive signings. I was expecting him to get another midfielder such as Saul, but he's just gone to Chelsea. I'm having a feeling that Liverpool in some matches will fail to find the back of the net, even though they might look more dominant. It's up to the front three to find their form, but in the past season they have had some struggles. I think they'll definitely finish top 4, but they'll struggle a bit. Number 3, surprisingly, I'm putting Manchester City. In the last video, I said that they'd get first, but now I'm starting to doubt them. Yes, they signed Grealish, who's terrific, but it was a huge rumor that they'd sign another top striker such as Harry Kane, Cristiano Ronaldo at one point, and they failed to do that, and I feel like that might cost them some games. They might not have enough firepower up top for some of the matches. Yes, they've still been terrific, but I don't know, I just see them slipping at random points of the season. Not too much, just a bit, which would put them in 3rd instead of 1st or even 2nd. Now for number 2. I've gone for Manchester United. Yes, in the thumbnail, I put them in 1st. Sorry to clickbait you. I think they'll obviously do wonders this season and be very impressive. Ronaldo could possibly be the top goal scorer, but for some reason, I don't see him winning the Premier League his first season back. Maybe possibly next season, but 2nd just seems realistic to me. Obviously, I could be wrong. They could win the entire thing, and I do think they have a lot of potential to do wonders, but just not enough to win the entire thing. I just think it will take time for them to, I guess, learn a system. Great talent in the squad. Just my prediction. We'll see what happens. And number 1, I've gone with Chelsea. Chelsea's massive signing of the year, Lukaku, and they also got Saul. They don't really need Saul. They still have incredible midfielders, but now their squad has a lot of depth. Lukaku is a terrific striker. We've seen him carry Inter Milan last year for a Serie A title. He's already doing very well being back in the Premier League. Yes, he flopped a little bit at Manchester United, but so have many other great players. Chelsea is his home. I think he'll do wonders there. He seems motivated, determined. Obviously, I'm not forgetting about the rest of the squad. Champions League winners, after most people doubted them to even win the whole thing. I think they got the Premier League in the bag this year. Definitely think it's between Chelsea and Manchester United, but if I gotta pick one, I'm going with Chelsea. That's my predictions though. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below as always. Love to hear what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all very, very soon. La noche.